Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4 Battle for the Bosporus, playing as the Ottoman Empire. Alright, we are ready to begin our kerfuffle against the Soviet Union. Got a few more troops kind of getting in position with a little bit more organization and such, and I would like to hold on to that as much as possible. Not very defensible terrain over here does concern me, but all the same, I think we're about ready to go. And these guys, I'm getting a lot of troops over here ready to push hard for Warsaw, which it looks like the Germans might actually be about to get anyway, so that's great. Still want to focus up on taking down France, if at all possible, and it looks like we are finding some areas to split their forces in Brittany, so that's going to be pretty huge for me. Looks like they are retreating quite a bit. They got a lot of troops still committed over here on this side. I'm serious. If we can get down to Bordeaux and La Rochelle, that would be huge for me. Looks like we are able to take this port, and we got some more defensive reinforcements on the way. Might be able to get in here and defend it. Nope, maybe not. Can you guys please commit over here? And you guys as well. Trying to take this back. They should have relatively low organization, so this shouldn't hurt too much. Pin him down. Don't let him reinforce until I can get this and entrench. Now we got both, and I even overran some troops. Absolutely hilarious. Alright, so we gotta hold this ground a little bit. I'm going to let you exhaust yourself against me. That's completely fine. So these guys are pretty much cut off at this point. Now, if we can push down here, that'd be good. Don't know how the Germans are doing against Bordeaux. Probably fine. Are we attacking over here? No, the Germans are. That's fine. If you want to waste yourself over there, that's okay. Let's go ahead and tighten up some front lines a little bit so that we can focus our fire where it matters the most, which is to say, specifically along the coast. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. Reset a couple more times against the Germans here. There we go. All right. So that's going to free up quite a few more civilian factories. We got a lot of them. I could start mass converting a bunch of them into military factories if we felt the need. At the moment, I feel okay with what we've got, and I'd like to be able to continue building up forts and stuff. I think we actually built up some forts already. Wow, that took like no time at all. Okay, a couple more levels of forts over here actually would be very smart just to protect our eastern flank. We'll get entrenched bonuses, and if they want to waste themselves over here, that's a-okay with me. Forts over here would be smart too, but I'm not going to worry about that. We at least have enough troops to respond to the situation if necessary. Can you get down over here somehow and cut these guys off in Lorient? That would be awesome. They did manage to defend this. Gosh dang it, you guys didn't move fast enough. You just couldn't do what I wanted you to, huh? You couldn't move fast enough? Alright, that's fine. You guys get along over here. We're going to try to beat them down. This should be easy, one would think. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to leave behind at least some infantry, though. Yep, these guys are going to get pushed back. Soviet Union calls in Mongolia. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Looks like Warsaw should fall apart. This is good. This is very good. And if you guys can get up in here right now, half of you pin this guy down. Don't let him reinforce over there. You get up into Warsaw quickly. We want to move our fallback line over here to the river and just hold the defensive ground. If the Soviets want to exhaust themselves against me, that's fine. We know from prior experience that bleeding the Soviets dry is an extremely effective tactic. Okay, we should be getting in here. Oh, they tried to get across, but they failed, and that's what matters. All right, so now you guys are going to be pulling over to here, into the mountains like this. And the reason I'm doing this is every single one of these provinces is defensive in some way, though obviously the river is the best for me right now. This is going to hold this line. Soviets, go ahead and do what you want over here. Don't bother me none. But leave me the frick alone. All right, now we're going to get some more anti-tank piercing value. Very good. Let's get some more of that going. That does take a lot more steel, but the good news is some allies do have some available. Was not able to burst through any of this. There's quite a few units over here, but notice that a lot of them are taking some attrition now. I suspect this means that their supply lines are getting cut up a little bit, which is a very good sign for me, especially if I can get over here right now. I'm going to take half of you and start pushing over here toward Bordeaux and see if we can get this. La Rochelle, it has very little left to defend it, which means that's about to fall apart. Good, got it, okay. And I need one of you to stay behind. We're going to surround Bordeaux. That's these guys now, I think, encircled. They got coastal forts, but I don't see a single port, so I'm pretty sure all these guys are now dead. Beautimous, and we are pushing aggressively over here. France has little to go. Bordeaux should be about to fall. Oh my god, this is going to be it. We're finally going to deal with all of France. And there they go. They are indeed starting to drop off. Perfect. All right, you guys attack here. Some of you guys are going to attack over... Some of you guys stay put for a second. But this is going to free up a load more troops. Bordeaux... Actually, no. I'm sorry. Bordeaux does have a fair bit that they're holding on to over here. Okay, so they got quite a few troops still holding that line. But that's a very, very narrow column for supply. I can't imagine that's going to work out very well for you. Iraq still hasn't fallen, and I don't know why. I think it's because they own Basra as well as Kuwait City. We should be able to prevent that from being an issue if I pin these guys down. Not that Iraq is literally any threat at all. This is purely a nuisance to cost me some supply, but I'll take what I can get as far as just quickly grabbing my core back. It's my territory anyway. Shouldn't cost me much of anything, right? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, there goes Iraq. Done. Thank you. And for some reason, this goes back into the control of the UK. Whatever. Fortified defensive bases is done, which means we can get things like radar and stuff built up real fast. Then we can go for this. War support and 125,000 more manpower. I'll be honest, it doesn't do a lot for me, but it does do something. So, you know, why not, right? We'll try to get a naval invasion around Sevastopol and however the frick you say this. And that way I don't have to contend in the mountains, but I can push across the plains where I'm relatively fast. And if we can get over here fast enough, that'd be great. Worst come to worst, though, he has to pull back some troops. I see that as an absolute win, so we're going to try for it. We do need to upgrade our anti-air. Let's do that. We are running low on steel once again. Japan has a bit more to go around, and so does Spain. We will trade with both of them, and that solves my problem. Man, it is nice to finally have enough resources to actually fuel the machinery. You know? It feels good. It feels real stinking good. All right. Over here, where we're still having really bad attrition issues, is there anything you guys can do literally at all like this, maybe? This attack right here? Because that would be pretty significant, and if you guys can also push over here. I'm just going to go ahead and try to force the issue, and it looks like the answer is yes, we can. So we'll go ahead and try to split these guys up. I need some of you guys to pin this guy down. So let's just prevent him from moving. There we go. We just technically cut these guys off. And you don't need to attack anymore, just hold this ground, and I think that means that all the forces in France have been taken down. Now, there's still this to worry about, but I have to imagine your attrition's looking, shall we say, pretty brutal right now, so let's see if we can get down over here somehow. I'm going to try to push forward and take over southern Bessarabia again. Up there goes that. 28 guns is all I got out of that arrangement. Wow, they really had nothing left to speak of, did they? But okay, so that worked exactly as expected. Let's get over here. Why are you guys handing off control of this state to me? I can't imagine that's actually intended. That's almost certainly going to be given away soon. But if we can get in here real quick, that will indeed be one more round of victory points. No local supply generation at all. And there it goes. You guys can now all begin your push at your leisure. We will need to spread these guys out somehow. Let's take purple. Actually, cancel this front line. Cancel these as well. I don't feel like I need them. Purple, your goal is simply to sit around this in Bordeaux with an offensive line like so. Anti-tank gets an upgrade. Let's go for a bit more. This has been a very artillery-heavy game, and I know a lot of people have been telling me, you're doing it all wrong. You should be getting as many tanks as you can. I would love nothing better than to get myself a whole load of tanks, and tanks absolutely are the way to go. Like, artillery from superior firepower, it's okay. It works. It does the job. Is it the best? No, not at all. But you know, it's pretty decent if you have if you don't have a lot of equipment to go around. Some people tell me that I'm wrong. Like, as a minor nation, even then it's worth focusing on tanks because 1 or 2 tank divisions alone can make a good difference. I kind of agree, except you have to be really careful with your micro because it's very easy to suddenly run out of supply because you didn't have enough equipment to go around, and all of a sudden these tanks just cost you everything and you don't have enough troops to go around. The safer route is always to go for infantry. It's not better by a long shot. Tanks are better, but I trust myself more with renewable infantry and easily built artillery instead of tanks. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm less likely to screw up that advantage. So that's kind of why I'm going for that. And it's worked. But now that we are getting enough factories together, it's time we start getting some serious tanks. In fact, pretty soon, if we can get the research, I would like to tech switch over to the mediums, because they're obviously even better. Let's try to inflict as many casualties as possible here. This is a good chance to get some serious war score, if we can inflict the final blow on some of these guys. So let's try for some of that. They should have very low organization. This is so many troops are encircling. I can't even see how many, but last I saw, this alone was something like 30 stack right here. Yeah, there's 13 walking around up in this province alone. 14, yeah, they're, oh my god. Oh my god, we are absolutely slaughtering these guys. They're going to be completely overrun. Nothing left for you guys. Oh my god, this is going to hurt the Allies so bad. I'm pretty sure America and the UK just lost, like, not quite half their army, but mostly it, maybe. Close. This is huge. Look at that. 29 and 14. 7 more there. 6 more. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, look at all those overruns. Oh! I feel so stinking attractive right now for what I have done. Okay, Orange. Hi, Orange. What would you like to do? Would you like to go and fight some Soviets? I think fighting Soviets sounds like lots of fun. Let's set you guys up over here, and we are going to go for another attack against the Soviets from this direction once I call in my allies. I wish I could build stuff in the mountains for Iran on their behalf. I wish they would let me do these things, but they do not. Oh well. So sad. It's fine. You guys should be arriving about now. And I think you have your planning ready to go, so we could execute our naval invasion order. I think everyone's arrived. They have. Organization's pretty much at tip-top. This is a little risky because I'm kind of spread very thin. I'm going aggressively for a couple of different ports from many directions. But if we can grab it, this is good defensible land and has a couple of ports. So we're going to try for it, and let's pray that the Soviets did not invest much in this area. The alternative, of course, was to wait 6 days. Well, it's too late now. We've kind of invested. They do have some troops over here, but if we had waited 6 days, I could have sent, like, double this number. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it'll end up being okay. Hey, good timing for some more infantry equipment. I'm sitting kind of far back from the mic, I just realized. I apologize. And also, in the last video, and is this one as well? No, this video's alright. Last video, there was, like, a weird, static effect that was going on in the back. I really hope that didn't upset the audio quality too much. It might have. If so, I apologize. There's only so much I can do about that. So I'm going to go ahead and research Naval Bombers, just so I can have that option. It's already boosted. I'd like to start building a few because, like, there's some really good attacks of opportunity over here with a bunch of navies sitting over in this direction. We could, ooh, hello. So we actually could do a naval invasion through here, by the way. There's not much defending in this area. We could go through both of these, and we could actually land in Scotland. Tempting. But worst come to worst, just bombing the crap out of their navy is pretty good. Pretty darn good. Alright, so let's see what's going to happen with all of these guys. This is a little bit risky. I see Sevastopol is guarded, and so far nothing else that I see. Is Kerch guarded? Because if not, that's an easy way for me to get a quick port. Looks like it is not guarded. We're trying to land here in Sevastopol. Let's make sure that we assist with that. You guys are going to be pushing up through here. Make sure we grab all of those. Except for you are actually going to go into Kerch and grab this. We're landing over here, so we should be able to get this port. There was no defense. And attacking from all these directions, this should be completely fine. We'll get Sevastopol. You'll even surround the guy currently in Sevastopol, so they're just going to die. There we go. You get up here, you get up over here. Alright, so this opens up an opportunity for a pretty good naval invasion. I'm going to go ahead and start pushing forward a little bit. He's trying to get up over here. He succeeded. I need to hold this ground a little bit. There's the landing craft. It's not yet 1944. We could go for the maintenance companies. I don't need field hospitals. Been feeling fine on that front. Let's go ahead and start researching the paratroopers. It is time to start building those out and training them. I do think we're going to need them. Okay, it did not hold here, so hold up. Fallback line specifically there. 1, 2, 3 units are going to stay right here. Just protect this. I don't think he'll commit too much more beyond that. You guys have an offensive line to push along here. And if you can, I say go aggressive. Go ham on this one. This could be good. He's still not pulling back troops over here, though I suspect he probably will once he senses the problem. This does free up some movement here. He actually has abandoned southern Bessarabia. Yeah, this is an opportunity. I say go. Oh yeah, look at all that green. That's a lot of green. That is a lot of green. I like what I'm seeing right there. That's awesome. It's beautiful, in fact. Perfect. Let's get up over here and take what we can. This is all rightfully mine, dang it. Tanks, do your thing. Push, push, push. You're fast. You're speedy, boys. All right. With this all being protected, I think with purple we can go ahead and cancel this fallback line. And instead, I'm going to go ahead and assign these guys as just standard defensive infantry of my territory only, if possible. And we're going to use them to follow up behind blue, because blue is now ready for a serious offensive. Okay, here goes nothing. What are you guys doing? All right, we're deploying more troops over here. Forgot about that. How are we doing as far as supply? Just fine and dandy. All right, go, 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 go. You guys can do this. I believe in you. Get up over here. We'll try taking some of that. You are going to get into Krasnodar, so we got a city. Perfect. We'll defend this city. We need some reinforcements. If I can go for a quick little surround around this port, that would be awesome. Still not pulling back much over here. I think he pulled back a tiny bit, but not a lot. We have some factories we just stole. That's good. I'm producing transport planes because, again, we are going to be building up paratroopers. Let's start getting a lot more tanks. After that is done, let's bring this up here. I think we're going to go ahead and start building some more close air support and fighters, at least just a little bit. And logistically, gosh, we are on top of it right now. We really have the freedom to start expanding pretty hard. Okay, how are you guys doing? Y'all doing pretty good? Can I tell you guys to push? I say push. We can at least force these guys all back so he has everything sitting in one spot on Bordeaux. And that will be a lot of troops sitting here. I imagine he's going to have some supply issues if literally everything is sitting on one port. And if we can continue just cycling troops in there and getting him, I mean, why not? We're gonna crush. Let's go for another upgrade to our radar since it is boosted, and those are generally fairly helpful. We have a lot of repairs to do. I'm going to go for a bit of an upgrade to my range in these areas. I also want to preemptively start getting some radar to use against the Germans, because I now know that's going to be an issue. We could build over here. I feel like that's not the best, but we'll try for it. Why not? And we also should start building up some forts that we can use against the Germans. So I'm thinking specifically a couple up here in the Alps to protect some mountains, so I don't have to worry about fighting over there. We'll build a couple over there. This all looks fine. We're going to want to build a couple over in these areas. Remember, we build forts unbelievably fast right now. So, like, I can build a whole load of these, and I really don't think it's going to penalize me much at all, and just gives me the freedom to have a really big offensive line that I can use against the Germans once we do start the war. But first things first, gotta take out these Soviets. Let's see if we can do some tank-on-tank action and see if this does any good. 500 breakthrough! See, everyone rags on light tanks and says they're terrible, and I agree that medium tanks are better in every meaningful way. However, to say that a light tank toward later in the game has zero value is just incorrect. I mean, I think that light tanks are a perfectly viable option, especially if you don't have as much production to go around. They're fast, they are good for some quick little encirclements, like, they're just good. I just like them. I think that they're solid. I think they're neat. How are we doing in Africa, by the way? I haven't been paying attention. Oh, look at this! We are completely dominating all over Africa right now. It looks like we are now surrounded by some of Portugal's land, but that's it. We'll clear out this pocket, and then all these guys are good to go. How are we doing over here? Why haven't you finished them off? Look at this guy. He's got no organization. Zero organization on these guys. Oh, wow. He's got a lot of troops that he's just left literally to die here. They've got no port. Oh, no. The United States is going to lose a bunch of medium tanks to camels. Africa will very soon be mine. I see that purple no longer has a front line. Looks like they were able to successfully push the Allies out of Bordeaux. I'm going to send them to go join up over here, with the goal of then pushing basically up in this direction. I want to have more troops over here. They're countering me as hard as they can, and that's smart because they actually could lose like 40 summit divisions if they didn't, so that's the right call. Ironically enough, we actually now could push forward with orange, and we probably could win some stuff. I'm going to pull back these guys under a different field marshal just so I can control it. These guys are going to go under you for the attack bonuses and everything else. And garrisons can kind of just sit back and not worry about anything. So I want you to go ahead and attack. And it looks like there are actually a few areas where you can make some good pushes. If we had to, we could pull out. Go back to our forts. That's a thing we can do, but I mean, every bit of ground we can make in the mountains, Still naturally defensible, so I really don't have a lot to complain about over there. Can you guys actually go ahead and counter the Soviet tanks? The tanks have, like, no supply, which means they've used up pretty much every tank they've got fighting against the Germans, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and send some tanks of my own to go and counter them with a little bit of extra piercing value. Looks like the Germans are starting to make some ground over here, which I don't like. I no longer feel like this defensive army accomplishes anything. They were nice in theory for a bit. Now I think we go ahead and redeploy them, specifically against the Germans as much as I can. We'll say like this. I'm going to have these guys sit tight and be a defensive force that I can use. Actually, no. Well, yeah. No, yeah. Let's not forget that Spain is technically a thing. We will want to kill them, but that's why I'll have the African armies to just jump forward here and finish them off, right? Yeah. I need red to finish off Africa and South Africa so we can redeploy these troops. I just need to think forward. It's going to be a while I'm fighting the Soviets. Don't think that this is over anytime soon. But I need to be thinking about how I'm going to deploy my troops to quickly take out the Germans. With the Germans and the Spanish down, I will own basically all of Europe, at which point I try to go for a UK invasion. So I'll own Russia, Germany, Spain, and if I can then paratroop like crazy into the UK or just bomb the snot out of them, that's all I would need to own all of this. Then I could literally focus everything I've got on taking out what is turning out to be an absolutely terrifying Japanese empire. But if I could pull that off after finishing off the Soviet Union and getting down here toward Manchukuo, we could pull something off over there. You know, that'd be great. Are the Japanese? The Japanese are still guaranteeing the independence of the Germans. So we got to figure out how we're going to do that at the same time. That admittedly might be difficult, but we'll do what we can. Dang it, we'll do what we can. In fact, in preparation for an eventual fight, it is probably time for me to go ahead and start training up more infantry, defensive, since we do have some equipment that we can send around. I think this will be fine. Uses up quite a bit of equipment, but look how much we've got all of a sudden. I'm really not too worried about it. We are losing some tanks and stuff. Got to be a little bit worried about that there, but that's okay. Let's also go ahead and train up some more offensive infantry. You know something funny, by the way? We still have not made use of literally any 40 combat width armies. We should do that, right? I have a question. If I were to duplicate this and turn this into, you know, another one of my tanks. First off, we still have not used any self-propelled artillery. So we should do that. We'll assign you guys here. Right. And then, let's see, we get a little bit more light tanks. We could even fit in some light tank destroyers, even just like one of those. Could be kind of fun for the extra piercing value. Do this. That's not quite a lot of organization, but it's enough. So this would cost a lot of tanks. But that's a 40 combat width right there. And I feel like that's pretty solid. I don't feel like we need any more support anti-tank. This should be more than enough piercing to get me going for what I need. That's a great amount of breakthrough in soft attack. Yeah, so we're going to do that. This is going to be a new death division. Go ahead and save you guys out. I can't train many of these. I can only train like one or two. Because we don't have a lot of tanks to go around. So I need to fix that. We need to start producing lots of tanks. Because this is going to end up being my main pusher going forward. These guys are defensive. I don't want these. These guys are my offensive units. Let's go ahead and duplicate this, and we're also going to turn this into a 40 combat width. I'll use the smaller skull to recognize that it is 40 combat width, but not as effective as some of the others. These guys have the advantage of really good pushing power because they're going to have a lot of infantry. So 46 organization... More than that, sorry. What about... we could actually just toss in some anti-tank or something if we wanted, but I think this is okay. So, yeah, with 47 organization and 6 divisions of artillery, that's also really solid soft attack. Nowhere near the breakthrough of tanks, which is why tanks are, in fact, the superior unit. But as far as just inflicting mass casualties, that's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and save that out as well, and let's start training up some of these. Let's see if we can train up a handful of them. That's probably enough to go ahead and get me going. We'll place those in Italy. Got to watch my equipment to make sure I don't use up too much. And we are almost done with our first level of collaboration government, which is going to be huge. Let's take a look at the compliance we've already got against Soviet land. 2%. Not a lot, but also not requiring a lot. And we're somehow getting 17,000 manpower out of that 2% compliance. So, I mean, you know, whatever, fine, I don't care. But yeah, why is Yugoslavia so stinking annoying, by the way? That's it. You guys get police forces. We're gonna reduce that. We're gonna reduce that a little bit. Italy's also being a bit of a pain in my patootie, despite the fact that I think I took them over fair and square. Let's go ahead and do some local police forces over there. It's not like it's costing me a ton in garrisons. I don't mind exactly, but I don't want to deal with the resistance. It's just irritating. All right, so this is all done. Over here, by the way, the UK and the Allies have been officially pushed out of West Africa. You guys are going to get a quick front line right here. You guys are going to get a quick front line right here. You guys need a front line up over here. And you will get a front line up over here. Just so that when we do take out Spain, we can quickly take them out of the picture. We'll have to worry about these guys as well in a little bit. Red, all of you guys are now pushing down over here into Africa. South Africa is almost ready to go. They got very little. I mean, if you can just get in here, I say, why the heck not? Go. Dude, you can just go into Pretoria and finish them off. What else they got as far as victory points? Not much. I think Cape? Yeah, Cape. So why don't you actually get down over here to Natal? That'll be all their victory points, and South Africa will fall. And then all of Africa will be done and on the side of my war. Oh my gosh. The USA is still scary, but they've taken a major beating in this, and the fact that they're not pushing back against Japan makes me think the US is actually weak. Guys, I think my chances of success in this achievement have somehow bumped up to like 45% and rising all the time. Like, we're doing it. We're doing the thing. I am shocked as much as you. But we're doing the dang thing, guys. Like, how freaking cool is that? And we're about to get down with Kiev as well. Not much left. This river is almost taken. We managed to ford across here. Now he's pulling troops back to go and fight me. But still leaving gaps that I can exploit, so I will happily do so. Guys, I think it's time for us to be ending up this video, but, yeah, I think it's safe to say that we have made some tremendous progress, and all should be afraid, because we are now ready to freaking win the game. Oh my god. Alright. There's only one major challenge left, and that's going to figure out the timing of how to take out the Germans and the Japanese and be ready for both. Take out the Germans and the Spanish first, then we go for the Japanese. We got to have our troops in position. But if I can get away with training up a couple million more troops and field all of them, I'm just saying, nothing can stop me. Nothing at all. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. All right, let's go ahead and do it.